to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
Andrew McCart, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Charlie Edwards. Charlie, I've got to spend the last sort of like 3-4 days with you, man. You seem in a good place.
Yeah, in a very good place, hopefully things are getting sorted with me soon, and we can start on the wonderful journey in the Bantamweight division. I've had 2 fights now in the Bantamweight division, being out of the ring for the last year again, not because of my fault. Frustration times, but I've dedicated myself. I've been in the gym, I've been developing a lot of strength, putting my time and effort into building my legs, letting my body develop eating up at a higher weight, and not having to make weight. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm turning into a different monster now, and I'm in a good place physically, mentally, and most importantly, spiritually.
You said you're going to turn into a monster. Is that a warning for the Bantamweight division?
Yeah, there it is. I ain't going to hold my words. I'm not a weight-trained 8-stone flyweight anymore who's had their soul and life taken away making weight. So when I'm back under them lights, and which I know I'm going to perform at, when my time comes again, I'm going to drop a lot of jaws, and people are going to be shocked how much I've improved, not only as a fighter. I've been training with Joe Gallagher now for 2 years, I've been sparring great in the gym, I've been hurting sparring partners, I've really gone up a few levels. Say I'm 10 times the fighter I was when I become world champion, you know. Should never have done flyweight. I made that decision, and albeit I won a world title, so I can't really grumble at that. I should never have been a flyweight. I should have always been a bantamweight. I remember one of my old coaches, Adam Booth, he always said to me, he said, the weight that you're going to shine the most at is bantamweight. And I feel like I'm getting there, and I feel like it's coming into fruition now. All I need is that stage to showcase it, and it should be coming in the near future.
I mean, you said about the journey in the Bantamweight division, but when you talk about a journey, a 2-time world champion, when I say that, what does that mean to you?
It means everything. And it's something that's going to come true. I firmly believe that. And do you know what? The way I've been programming my mindset, the way I've been writing my goals down and realising what I'm actually capable of, what I'm doing in the gym against all different kind of weight divisions, and I'm shocking myself. Well, I'm not really shocking myself. I know it's been in me, deeply in me. But coming off the back of making them flyweight and fucking my head up and becoming depressed and shit like that, Now I'm eating and fueling my body right, and it makes such a big difference when I'm in that gym and when I'm sparring. And I don't believe I can only be a 2-weight world champion. I think I believe a multi-weight world champion. Like my dream now, and I'll say it out there, and people will laugh. People will probably jump in these comments and say he's fucking deluded, he's stupid. But I believe I can win a world title at super flyweight. If an opportunity comes up, I can still just push that limit. Not that I want to, but I do believe that I could win a world title. I'd have a world title shot, win that, move up to bantamweight. The titles are probably going to become vacant very soon after Inoue moves up, or if Butler wins. I don't think Butler's got many years left, and I know he's a stable mate of mine, so that will be off the cards for a bit. But when they do become vacant, I'll slot right in there. I've got world ranked, then I win a world title at bantamweight, and then I'll move up and do it again at super bantamweight. I'm 29. I'm coming into the peak years of my career, and I've got another 10 years. I've lived a healthy, good life. I'm always in shape, always training. Haven't took much punishment in the ring, and my dream is to go down as a British great. And me saying this now, people are going to look at me and laugh. But I'm speaking it into existence, and I really do firmly believe that.
But see, I'm standing here. People might not get it from the lens of the camera or watching this on YouTube later on, but I get the sense because, like I said, I've got to spend the last 3-4 days with you, and it seems that you've got that hunger back in your belly. The fire in your belly is still going again, and it's probably burning bigger than ever, because when I spoke to you off camera over dinner and stuff like that, you were telling me that I'm happy again, I'm this, that, the next thing, I'm happy with Joe Gallagher, I'm doing this, that, so I can feel it. I'm actually believing every word you're saying.
I've been through a very crazy journey, like these last 3 years, you know, after I crucified myself and took my soul away making flyweight, being very ill, very frail, very ill. and it messed my mental health up. I've been at the top, I've been dropped, I've been hero to zero. I had to deal with all that. I've gone through a beautiful journey of bringing my baby daughter Sophia into the world, and I had to have all them challenges as well, getting married, moving country. Like, I've leveled up massively. I'm turned into a man. I'm not a little boy anymore, and all of that has made me happier. It's made me more hungry, more determined. And you know what? Like, I've always done boxing like for someone else. I'm doing it for me now, you know, like, and that's the most important thing. Like, when I won the world title last time, I wanted it so badly for my mum. But being a hero to zero and being on the bottom and continuing to push through this hardship and literally being really forgotten about, you know, I fought in the last 2 years twice in York Hall on small hall shows. No disrespect to small hall fighters, but I've been in front of 20,000 people at the O2, so I've been rock bottom. I hit rock bottom, and it's changed me into a different man. It's really turned me into a man, and the future is definitely going to be bright. And when things do start to unfold in the near future, I'm going to be shining bright on the big stage again. Like, I've been sitting here watching my brother. Like, I love my brother to pieces, and I was going to ask that. And he's been absolutely flying and smashing it. Yeah, but we've gone through boxing our whole careers trying to outdo one another, and it's healthy competition. And me sitting here and watching him unfold, I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him. But it does make me so envious, and it makes me even more hungry. Like, we want to outdo each other all the time, and right now he's outdoing me. And it's been hard just to sit here and watch and not get no opportunity to shine myself. Like I said, I've come on leaps and bounds in the gym. I'm a different fighter now. And when the time comes and I get to showcase it, I want big fights, big names.
When will that time be?
I was hoping before Christmas. My manager, Joe's sorting things out for me at the minute. I can't really go into too much. But definitely early next year. Like, I'm ready to go in 5 weeks' time. Like I said, I've been training, living, breathing the sport of boxing, developing. So if it was to come up with a date in 5 weeks, I would be straight on it. All I need to do is spar now, just fine tune, and I'll be good to go.
I do want to touch on one thing though. British boxing fans, you know what I'm going to say. You know what name I'm going to bring up. I'm going to have to. It's IFL. We're going to have to call some shit some way somehow. Kal Yafai. He returned out in Yas Island, out in Abu Dhabi. He's at Bantamweight. Now, we all know the back and forth that you've had for what? I don't know how many years, but it's been a long, long time. You're both older now. I don't know if your paths will ever cross again, but can you see that fight happening?
Can I see that fight happening? Listen, the last 3 or 4 years, it's a fight that I have been screaming for. I have always wanted to make. He's always pushed it under the carpet. If you want my honest opinion, can I see it happening? No. Kal Yafai, I believe, is done with boxing. He showed in his last performance, he's not a hungry fighter no more. After a 3-year layoff, you would think he's moved up to bantamweight. On your first fight back, you would want to make a statement. First and foremost, you would make sure you make the bantamweight limit. You're here to become a 2-weight world champion, and you've come in at 120 pounds when you should be 118. That's 2 pounds over the bantamweight limit. Second of all, he fights a super flyweight, the weight he just moved up from, at bantamweight, which he didn't make the weight for. That shows to me that he is not a hungry fighter no more. What's he back for? Is it the payday? As things started getting tough for him and he's coming back to get his thing? I really don't have no... Obviously, we're in a fight game. It's a business. But I quite like Kal. I have always. Like, we was always all right on GB squad. I've made it into a rivalry because it's a fight I want, and I deem it as... it is a big fight that people would get involved in. Two people love Brits. We're 2 former world champions, and it makes perfect sense. I believe I'm all wrong for him. His manager's over there, Mr. Paul Reddy, and he knows it as well because he's also told me that a few years ago when he didn't manage him. I'm all wrong for him. I move my feet. Kal needs someone who stands in front of him. In his last performance, you could see Father Time has taken over. And congratulations, by the way, Kal, for you and your missus. They're having a baby. So, aside from the boxing, I've already reached out to him and said, listen, boxing's business, and I do like him. But he's got slow feet. We see that the other day. He needs to fight at short arm, bent arm range. He needs someone with slow feet and to stand in front of him. I'm all the things that he will struggle massively with. I've got fast feet, I've got fast hands, I fight at distance, I bring uppercuts up so when he walks into range, I'll be tagging him all day long. I'll out jab him, got a lot better jab than him. I've got more flair than him. So he will be in no man's land. And if you look at his resume, he's always boxed people at the right time. And any time that he always has fought slow-footed fighters. If you go and look back, Rob McCracken's managed him very well. He's never took big risks. And the Mexican that he boxed in Monaco should have beat him. He had movement, and Kal struggled massively. Even Johnny Nelson said that Kal lost that night. And I just don't think he'll fight me. I'm all wrong for him. Not only that, I know Kal, he's got a lot of pride and a lot of ego. And little Charlie, who he deems as so below him, when he knocks him out on a night, that plays in his head, and I don't think he would want to retire with that. I personally believe that off the back of the last performance, now he'll go and have his child, and I know the journey when you have a child and how hard it is, and at his age, I believe off the back of the last performance, he will retire, and it's a shame, unless he generally needs the money. And if he does, Mr. Eddie Hearn, Frank Smith over there as well, I'm all open for conversations. I've always wanted the fight. I've made that pretty clear along the lines. Kal is a name and it is a scout that I would like to take. And I'm open to the conversations. I'm the A-side. I've got the world rankings. Times have changed. Should have took it a long, long time ago. Should have took it 3 years ago when we had that head-to-head. All I've got to say is, I'm 29, I'm coming into the peak of my years. When Kal was 29, he was in the peak of his years, and now he's over the hill. And if we fight, I'm telling you and telling all the viewers, I will knock Kal out. And that's why he won't take the fight.
For me, is going back to all these years, and obviously I remember the GB squads back then, because that GB squad back then, that Olympic cycle was a great team of young fighters. But it's one of them fights that coulda, woulda, shoulda, and hopefully we can still see it if Cal's up for it and you're up for it. So it'll be a great fight as a boxing fan. But one final word, fingers crossed, Diff.
I really hope it does happen still. Oh, I do. It would be the perfect catapult for me to be back shining at the top.
There we go. But one final word from you then. Like, you spoke about getting up before Christmas, if that's not unlikely. 2023, what are you hoping for?
2023 is the start of the journey. Really start of the journey where once we take off, we won't look back. All the hardships I've been through, all the frustrations I've been through, and staying headstrong and actually being dedicated 100% as an athlete through this hard time. It's going to be time to showcase and shine that, and it's going to be a massive year, and it's going to be a very exciting one. And just watch for this space, because I'm going to be involved in some big nights again, and I'm looking forward to it.
Charlie, like I said to you, you've been in a happy place, look like a happy fighter, and what they say, that old saying, happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. Looking forward to 2023 then, mate, and go and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.